Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Primary Questions. Eric, I look much better instead of not in the monitor. I don't need any help with that. Anyway, nice to have you guys back. We have done a series called Primary Questions. We asked presidential candidates a number of offbeat questions that really we hope would solicit a very spontaneous, real response for a change. And one of the questions we decided to ask is, what are you most afraid of losing? I thought a lot of people would say their health. I have so much personal experience with that, having lost both my husband and sister to cancer. But some of them did say that. They had some other responses as well. So again, here's our primary question. What are you most afraid of losing? Besides your family, what are you most afraid of losing?
My country. I lived without my country for a period of time, and that's when I fell in love with America, once I was deprived of her company. I think that it's the most marvelous place in the world with all our flaws and failing, and I'd hate to be deprived of of the United States of America.
What I'm most afraid of losing is my enthusiasm for being a public servant, mainly because that's all I've been. I've only been in politics and government. And I wake up every morning wanting to make a difference. And I worry about the day when I lose that motivation and I may want to take it easy. And that's what bothers me, losing the motivation, losing the interest in having power to do the right thing.
Freedom, mobility, being able to take care of yourself, being able to be responsible for yourself. I move around, I get around. I'm very aware of what's going on around me. And when I see some of the illnesses now that people have in old age, it gives you a certain feeling that this is going to happen to me, and I wonder how you're going to deal with it. But my mom lived until she was in her 90s, and she was very, very active. She read 4 newspapers a day until she got to be about 89, 90, and then she was in and out, and I used to really feel for her because I know she wanted to be the way she was, and she couldn't be.
My family is my life. My wife and my kids are what my life is all about. And I don't think I'm going to lose them, but I'm going to be sad being away from them when the end of life comes. I'm concerned about the future of America. I'm concerned about America losing its place as the most powerful military and economic entity upon the earth. I'm concerned about America losing its way, losing its goodness, losing its ability to lead the world from a position of moral strength. And so it's important to me to see both the protection of my family and the strength of America.
My health. I worry about, someday not being as healthy and vigorous and having as much stamina and resilience as I have. I'm blessed in having an 88-year-old mother who is in good health and lives with us, and yet I see so many of my friends unexpectedly fighting health problems, some not making it. So I'm very conscious of what happens as you get older and you see people's health that used to be perfect begin to deteriorate. So I try to keep focused on that.
My health, no doubt about it. And I almost did that. In fact, I did do that. And about 5 years ago, when my doctor set me down, diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, told me that if I didn't change my lifestyle, I had really the beginnings of my final decade of life. And it scared the daylights out of me. And he described for me what diabetes was going to do. Well, I took an aggressive action against it and was able to reverse it.
You lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, 110 pounds over the course of about a year, and did something I never thought I would do, and that's start exercising and eventually running. Now run 4 marathons, and I'm scheduled to run the Boston Marathon next April. And my wife had cancer our first year of marriage. We've been married now going on 34 years, but we were still in college. It was a very tough time because you don't think that's going to happen to you when you're 20 years old. And it was a real shaping point of our lives as well, because you really do understand that if you lose your health, you lose everything.
I mean, I would be concerned about losing my conscience, my integrity, doing something that I knew was contrary to what I believed, that took away who I am as a human being.
I'm surprised you didn't say your health.
Yeah, I don't actually worry a great deal about losing my health. And maybe that's because of what's happening with Elizabeth, what's happened with our family. But I really don't spend any time thinking about that, honestly.
I'm not afraid of losing anything besides my family. There's safety. I mean, when you say besides, I mean, that's a real big besides. I think about it all the time. Jerry flies with me sometimes, and I think about what would happen if something happened to us, the children being that young. I think about when she flies separately from me. I think about our children, you know, at home, driving to the supermarket and things like that. I think about that a lot. Other than that, I only think about myself in terms of lost time with them. But other than that, I'm not afraid of dying, and I'm not afraid of anything else. But I'm petrified at the thought of anything happening to one of them.
My good name. You know, I always am thinking about making sure that at the end of my days, when people look back, they can say, here's somebody who operated with integrity, here's somebody who was honest in his dealings with the American people and with his colleagues, and you know, that's very important to me because I think that it's the thing that, especially when you're in public life, you know, is always threatened, because I think people are watching you carefully, and I always want to make sure that I'm, you know, all the people who are taking the time to support me and work so hard on my behalf, that I'm living up to their expectations, which doesn't mean that I'm not going to make mistakes, but it does mean that I want them to feel confident that I'm working in a way that will make them proud and justify that trust.